Have you been thinking about selling your home in 2022, but you're not sure if prices have peaked? Maybe you're looking to purchase a home, but you're just waiting to see if things are going to crash. Whether you're doing one or the other, or maybe you're trying to do both, this is going to be real estate predictions for 2022 here in Canada. In this video, we're going to go over 2021 year in review, but we're also looking into 2022 and focusing on the future to see where the pros and cons, what you can do, and how we can navigate this real estate market. It's a crazy market out there right now, so stay tuned to this video. You don't want to miss out. And please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos of what it's like to live here in Kelowna and the real estate market here in the central Okanagan. All right, as we head into 2022, we're going to look at 2021 first to see where we are currently and as we're moving forward, where we're going to go. And looking at the real estate market overall here in Kelowna, it's really been hit. And I think this has been the case across all of North America, Canada especially, but this has historically been, as my market of influence there, an issue there has the inventory. Inventory is at a historical low amount of inventory out there currently in the marketplace. We're sitting about 50 to 60% of the normal amount of listings, what we usually experience at any time throughout this entire year. So it's just been month over month history has been low inventory. And that's really one indication of the real estate market because that's a supply factor. And when you're looking at the economics of it, supply and demand, the demand is there. We're seeing record sales, but single family inventory is down 29%, and we're looking at townhomes, and that is down 55%. And if you look at condos, that's down 51%. And I think really what the single family market, why there's such a gap between the townhomes and condos, which are both above 50% in reduction in inventory, but the single family homes are down 29%. So because they are typically more expensive, obviously, and a little bit harder to get in. And you also have different types of products. Some are maybe big mansion homes that only a select few can afford. But when you get into the townhome markets, that's a greater widespread housing. And that's where people can get into a little bit more and a little bit faster. Another one that we're going to focus on too is overall sale price increases. So we just touched base on what the inventory is at, but we're also seeing sale price inventory increases throughout the market. So single families, we touched on it, was $975,000, which is up 32% from last year. So single family homes have just greatly appreciated in this past year compared to every other year prior, and a 32% increase in 1 year. That is incredible. And just under $1 million for a single family home now here in the central Okanagan. It's really tough to get into the market a lot of places, especially younger generations. Trying to get into the market is really tough. So we are seeing a lot of competition there, and a lot of the competition is also moving to townhomes. And that is up 29% for sale price increases the month over month compared to last year at the same time. And condos are up 28.5% increases compared to last year. And these are all based on the Association of Interior Realtors stats. So we're just looking at this month, the same time last year, and that is just incredible how much things have appreciated in 1 year. And I don't think things have stopped yet because we are still experiencing that low inventory. Moving into number 3, and this is kind of where we're really setting big records here. So we're seeing record numbers of sales out there currently in the marketplace, and the total volume is just extraordinary. Total volume, we're approaching right now, we have 2 weeks left in the year, and we're approaching $6 billion worth of real estate on what is currently selling. So that is just incredible to know that $6 billion has changed hands this year. Total volume across, so we're seeing record, and with low inventory, the demand is still there. So the demand is still there. Low inventory really driving the prices up. But if we did have, with multiple offers on a lot of homes, so where some homes are getting 20, 30 offers on one single home, a lot of those homes, if we had more supply out there, the total volume would probably be, it'd be a better situation. There'd be more options. Maybe we wouldn't see the sale price increases as we've had, but we'd see a huge amount of total volume, because I don't think we're done yet. A lot of demand here in the central Okanagan for a number of different reasons, and a number of reasons why people are choosing to move here. And so we do have lots of people. We have people calling us every day looking to move here in the Okanagan. There's a beautiful place to live, and we absolutely love it, and we love to help people navigate this real estate market here in the Okanagan. So pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot me an email, send me a text message, whatever works for you. Pair your kitchen, whatever you have to do, just reach out and I'd be happy to help you. All right, so let's look at 2022 and where do we go from here? I mean, it's been a crazy 18 months. Who could have ever predicted this? Nobody. So I don't know if anybody could have predicted it, but they're definitely very well off and a lot smarter than I am. If you can predict it, and truth be told, we're going to look at 2022, but the truth is we can't predict anything. We don't know what's going to happen out there. It's too far out. We can only really maybe predict maybe a couple weeks out, maybe a month out, because everything is happening at such a fast rate. And there's so many different factors playing into it in different provinces and federal and provincial and everything like that, that there's just a number of different factors that we can't really fully predict an entire year, let alone probably at least a month. As everything changes on the fly, as realtor, I have to change on the fly as well. So we're going to monitor 3 things. Instead of a prediction, I'm going to monitor 3 things this year. We're going to say where we're at and what we're going to watch to see where the real estate market's going to go in this coming year, because this is going to be an imperative year. It's going to be a turning point year, and it's going to be a separation year, I believe, in the real estate market, where this is going to be the year that a lot of people look back on, and it was really the differentiating factor. So what we're seeing right now, and the main factor that my biggest concern is inflation. So with the government had printed exorbitant amount of money, trillions of dollars to get us out of the debt and get us out of the COVID crisis that we're currently still in. With all that printing of money, it's really going to devalue what your dollar is worth today, because there's been 23% of the entire Canadian currency printed in this last 18 months. So that additional funds is really going to devalue what your dollar is worth today sitting in your bank account. So what we're seeing is a lot of people deploying that money that they have. Maybe it's savings, maybe it's investments, and maybe they're cashing out, maybe they're moving things around a little bit and trying to hedge against this inflation that we're going to experience. Normally, the government of Canada likes to hit that 2 to 3% inflation rate. Inflation's going to happen regardless, and healthy inflation's probably, the government of Canada predicts around 2 to 3%. However, and that is their target rate. However, what we're experiencing right now in the last couple of months has been 4.7% inflation. And what the states are experiencing right now is 6.8% inflation rate. So they're 1.5 times more inflation than what we currently have in Canada. However, is everything being reported the same? That sort of thing. That's one thing that you just need to look into and dive into a little bit more, is what is the factors, and you're only good as the information that goes into it. And there's also a lot of information that you can go into, and this is going to be, stay tuned for another video on just specifically inflation in the real estate market here in Kelowna. But one thing that is really factoring in with the real estate market is also new homes. And the new homes is really being in supply constraints that they've really come across. So new homes prices are going to go up because supply constraints, can't get product in, and those products are starting to become more and more expensive. So that is something to look into as we look into the real estate market. So factor number 2, what we're looking at with 2022 in the housing market is house prices compared to the money printed. So house prices have increased. We've already touched on this at 44% in Kelowna in the last 2 years, 32% in the last year alone. So things are appreciating very fast. And correlating to it, so if you look in the last 18 months and compare it to the last 2 years, so we had 44% increase in the last 2 years in the central Okanagan for single family homes. 23% of the amount of money in Canada has been printed in the last 18 months. We're also seeing 32% of home prices increase in the last year. So this is really took into effect, really jumped 20-30% in March of this past year, where things just really came to a head and prices just increased drastically. So that's one thing to continue to watch, that if there's going to be more printing of money, there's going to be more money out there in the marketplace. There's no controls put into place. Houses pricing are likely going to continue to increase. And number 3, the one thing to watch there, and this is really going to impact a lot of the people and buyers especially, but also sellers, and this is going to depend on how marketable your home will be. And I believe this is my one prediction that I'll have as we go into it. If once interest rates start to increase, has been talk, and that it's really based on the Bank of Canada and what they want to do with interest rates and how they want to do it. But the one thing that we're going to watch out is government intervention. So this is going to include interest rates and OSFI, which is just higher restrictions set out by the government to make lending tougher for potential buyers and homeowners, but also it's also going to increase the cost of goods. So Canadian economy's not quite in a position where they can increase the interest rates quite yet. I don't think they were talking about 4 increases, 6 increases throughout 2022. However, I think they've really peeled that back, and now based on some recent information they're predicting maybe 1 increase in 2022. So it's always a moving parameters, but something to continue to watch. The one thing we're going to watch, and that's going to be more imperative, and this is really going to change the marketability of your home, is restrictions on buyers. So what OSFI might be doing is changing buyers, what they can qualify for single family homes, for secondary homes, whatever the situation is. It's going to make it tougher for lenders and trying to get those people that need the houses and get the investors out of the market a little bit, make it tougher for investors, but I think the thought is trying to make it easier for people to purchase a home that they're going to live into. So there is going to be some additional restrictions. We don't know quite what it will be, but stay tuned on that, because I'm sure it's just coming down the pipe pretty soon. And maybe I'll do an updated video on all the new restrictions and where things are at for lenders and purchasing. All right, so there you have it. There you have my 2022 prediction. Not much of a prediction, I know, but I'm just reaching out. And if you do have any questions on the market, it's always changing. I also have a weekly email, so please sign up for my weekly email so you stay in tune with the market, because I do look at the market on a daily, weekly, monthly, and a yearly parameters, and just changing it just so you have as much information, as much knowledge as possible, because I believe in knowledge is power. I want to help you through this real estate process, and reach out if you're ever thinking about selling, ever thinking about buying in the real estate market in Kelowna, West Kelowna, the Central Okanagan. Reach out. I'm happy to help you. I have your back. You're going to start seeing other videos pop up here, so start clicking those and learn everything else you need to learn about living in Kelowna.